Daar gaan we weer.
Hello everyone, my name is Tamka and I'm a second year international business student at Avans in Den Bosch. So a little bit about me, I'm 18 years old, I am Dutch, but I actually grew up on Aruba. I've lived there for 13 years, so I came here to Holland last year to study international business. So the reason why I chose international business at Avans is, first of all, it's a very broad study choice. I always liked business and that's always interested me, but I never really knew what I wanted to be. I actually still don't know what my dream career is. So business is always an interest of mine, and I really like the international aspect of it because as I grew up in a multicultural environment with all different cultures around me, I really became a lover of culture. And because the study is in English, you actually have a lot of foreign students. Next to that, it's a very practical study. We have a lot of projects, which are actually all real projects from real companies. So they come approach us with a problem for us to solve with an advice. And this is very motivating and fun. And at last, we actually have a smaller scale building, which makes the personal communication very nice at our school. You know everyone's name and you can always ask questions and everyone is always around. So I personally really like that. Then as our study program is much different than others because we don't actually have subjects or lectures or exams. No, we actually only have three components of the program, which are coaching sessions. Those are business coaching, personal leadership coaching, and intercultural business communication. So the first one is business coaching. This is all about the project. So as I mentioned before, we get real life assignments from real companies. And in business coaching sessions, you'll be working on these projects together with your project group. Our coaches, also known as teachers, they don't actually tell you what to do, but they're more of a guidance. So our study is really about self-effort and really finding out your own research, finding your own resources. And like this, you can actually conduct and analyze your research and apply your acquired knowledge immediately to the project, which actually is a really fun way of learning because you actually get to use it right away. Then for intercultural business communications, also known as the language courses, as language courses, we offer Spanish, French, German, and also Dutch for the non-native speakers. But this language course is very different than other language courses that you're used to because here you don't actually get vocabulary lists or homework or exams, but you really find your own way of studying the language. So you don't get assigned actual books, but you can always buy books. Of course, they help you along the way. What also is very fun about our language course is that it's really related to business communication. So it's not just like you're not learning general words you're never going to use again, but you're really going to learn how to write an email, how to make a phone call, how to write letters to different companies. So that's also very useful in your future, actually. And also in intercultural business communication, you're not only learning about the language, but also about the culture that you're dealing with. So take, for example, I'm following Spanish. I'm also learning a lot about Spanish culture, how to deal with Spanish companies. So that's actually very fun and important to know. Then for personal leadership coaching is actually also a very important aspect of our study program. This is all about self-reflection and personal and professional growth. Once or twice a week, you have a session of these and you get to learn how to set goals for yourself, how to actually work to achieve these goals. And you get to learn a lot of important stuff, how to actually become a professional. Because as students, we don't get called students, but we call starting professionals. Because as I said, as we're working on real life projects, you're already working for companies. So you're actually already a starting professional. So here in personal leadership coaching, you learn how to handle that and you learn about leadership skills, giving and receiving feedback, reflect on yourself and others, and also about different cultures and social responsibility. Then for the bigger case of the study program, you actually have 4 profiles. In your first year, you're actually going to get 4 projects, so 1 of each profile. The first one is creation. This is more about marketing, so about creation and being creative and innovative. Here you can think of thinking of new products or services for a different company, going to a new market and adapting your product to that market. So that's actually very fun. This is personally my favorite. And then next you have deal making, which is more of the sales aspect of business. This is about making deals with other companies. So this is more of a business to business case. You learn how to develop and negotiate a business proposal, and also maintain relationship with other managements. Then next, for the third block, you have identification. This is all about data analysis. So you learn how to analyze big data sets in Excel, for example. And you learn how to use that information, for example, to market research or to find risks and opportunities for a company. So this is also very interesting. And then at last, connector. This is about learning the organization of a company, so also internal and external. For us, actually, we got to go on a mini internship last year. Then you really got to learn about the company that you were doing your internship at. You had to ask questions about how they do jobs and things inside of the company, but also how they work together with other companies. So that's actually also very interesting. And then for your second year, you actually get to choose 2 of these to specialize in further. So then you have 2 projects for the year. So our study is a lot about choosing your own learning path. So you really get to choose, for example, which languages you choose and also the structure of the program. The first year is the same for everyone because you get the basics of every profile. Then the second year, as I said, you get to specialize in 2 of these profiles. And then the third year is actually up to you. You can also already do your internship in the second year, in the second semester, but you can also wait till the third year. You can do your minor later or earlier. So that's very fun. You really get to choose when you're ready for what and what you want to do. Our current project is, to give you a little bit of an idea of our study program. Our current project is about deal making, so sales. We're working together with Bas Vance. They asked us to help us to give them an advice how to expand their market share in Germany, Denmark, or Sweden. So what we had to do is do a lot of market research on these 3 countries, which was very fun because you get to learn about culture as well. And then we had to choose one prospect. So we came up with Germany, for example, my project group. And now we're trying to find different companies in Germany and how to approach them the best way, also looking at culture and also sustainability, of course, because that's also a very important part of our study. And the last project, the last assignment of this project is to start a sales meeting with an actual prospect. So then you have to actually make the deal with a different company. Then, as I said, these are the 4 specialization profiles. And because international business is a very broad study, you have a lot of career opportunities. So here are some examples. For creation, is more marketing. For more marketing. So it's marketing manager, product manager, innovation manager. As I said, deal making is more about sales. Identification is really like a business analyst, market researcher, or online media manager, and it's all about working with data sets. And then for connector, it's also very wide actually, because it's about you can become a communication manager, PR and event manager, project manager, or manager sales support. So these are only some examples. You actually have way more options because international business is so broad. Then some examples of actually students who graduated from our school. So you have Mark, who is actually more of a deal maker. He works in international sales in Breda. Then you have Paula, who works in the marketing. She's more of a connector. And then you have Roxy, who actually started her own company because she's more of a creator. So here's like a fun example how you can see, what people can do with their study. And then at last, a little summary on why you should study international business at Avans in Den Bosch. Well, first of all, Avans is known as the best university of applied sciences in the Netherlands. It's actually chosen by students last year. Then secondly, the small scale location, as I mentioned. This picture is actually our building. So you get to know everyone. It's very personal. It's overall well organized study. The individual learning path is very fun because you get to really see your own personal and professional growth. You're always a part of the IB community, meaning as soon as you start there, you're going to be part of the IB community for the rest of your life. Also, if you have your own company later, you can always come back to Avans, maybe ask the students there for an advice plan, which is very fun. And at last, you start immediately on the work field with real projects. So it's like you're already working. That's why we're also starting professionals. So thank you for listening. And I hope this gives you a bit of information about the study program.
Thank you so much, Femke.